So who does Ryu actually beat? Like properly beat? I would say Manon. I would say Manon, right? And that's it. That's it. That's it. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anybody else. I can't think of anybody else. Okay, so that's advantage. That's row one. So it's done. Juri, hell no, no. Slight advantage. I think that. Okay, slight advantage. I'm going to put Honda. Where's Honda? I'm gonna put him over here. I'm going to put slight advantage as Marissa. I'm gonna put Marissa at slight advantage. Yeah, that seems about right. That seems about right. I don't think that Jamie is slight advantage. I don't think so. So yeah, this is like the next one. We're gonna put at neutral. So we're already done. These are the good matches for you. Ah, this is so bad. So bad. I don't think anybody else is. I don't think there's like. I don't think these ones are good. All right, so we're gonna put neutral Terry. Right. I think Terry and Ryu, they play each other very well. Like they just cancel each other very well. You know, because he plays fireballs DP the same thing, but his fireballs they go below Ryu's fireballs. But Ryu's buttons are better than Terry's buttons, so there's that trade-off. So I think Terry, you know, is neutral with Ryu. So if you guys want the explanation why, you know, these Ryu beats these, I think that Ryu can zone out Marissa very well. And if you zone out Marissa a little bit and you are smart with the way that you zone her out, you can figure out when she tries to do or you can bait the Superman punch, and then you can DP that. And also Ryu's heavy punch actually works very well to like whiff punish a lot of stuff about Marissa. Her heavy kick, her heavy punch, her charged, you know, Gladius, her whiffed Superman punch, her whiffed crouching medium kick, her whiffed, you know, a lot of stuff. You can just like whiff punish her very well with like heavy punch with Ryu, and with the Ryu buffs, you don't even need to like spend meter most of the time to like get like a proper whiff punish. You can just do like heavy punch, heavy Ashoki, and then get the pressure going. So, so yeah. So that's why I'm saying that Ryu beats Marissa a little bit. Honda, you can still zone Honda, exact same thing, exact same reason. You can zone Honda with the fireballs, and you know, if he tries to do solo smash and you guess it correctly, you bait him correctly, you can punish that one. Even though it's a little bit difficult to like anti-air, but you can still like jump back, medium kick or something like that, and then you can get a punish on that. So yeah. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why. And I think Manon just doesn't have a lot of options to like deal with fireballs. And I think also like her drivers is so shit that she just does not get to like perfect parry the fireballs and then drive rush punish counter from that. So that's one of the reasons why I think that, you know, she just struggles a lot versus fireballs. She struggles a lot versus fireballs, and Ryu's pressure is quite good. So like, it's not amazing pressure, but it's good versus Manon because she doesn't even have any XTP also. So if you put her where you want her to be and you're plus and it's your turn, she struggles a lot. She has limited options. And when you are full screen, or when you are in a good position to throw fireballs, you can just throw fireballs, play Hadouken, Shoryuken, you know, kind of gameplay zone her out, and she dies. So these are the reasons why I think these players or these characters are they lose to Ryu, right? So after Terry, I'm going to put remember this is ordered. So after Terry, I'm going to put Jamie, right? I think that yes, Jamie level 0, drink 0 is disadvantage. Like he loses to Ryu. Ryu wins against him when he's level 0. But the thing is, that's what the Jamie players, that's the propaganda right there. The Jamie players are trying to make you, think and believe that for them to get drinks, they have to they have to go to the moon. They have to discover the atomic bomb or something like that. No. It's so easy for them to get drinks, bro. They got buffs for getting drinks and continuing the pressure. They can't get the perfect parry, get to level 2 so easy. They can just do any random, sweep and get a level 1 drink. They can get any random EX palm and get level 2 drinks. It is so easy for them to get a drink, right? They can just stay away, get to the end of the screen and get a drink, right? So and the moment they get to level 1, then it becomes a tricky situation for Ryu. It becomes a tricky situation for Ryu because the dive kick, base DPs. Dive kick is difficult to DP. That's one, So it is bad. And of course, when they get level 2, then it becomes a bad matchup for Ryu. The moment they get level 2 drinks, it becomes a bad matchup for Ryu. So how the hell are we treating this as an advantage for Ryu? Because if Jamie gets level 2, he can do the breakdance move and literally go through fireballs on reaction. He can literally go through fireballs on reaction. Do you guys know that level 2? Have you guys ever seen Jamie do level 3 after the breakdance punish counter? Have you guys seen the damage that he does from that? It is bonkers. 60% or something will be gone from just throwing a fireball. So, I don't think that Jamie is a disadvantage. I think Jamie is neutral because it depends on the levels. If he's level 0, then yes, Ryu wins. If he's level 1, then it's like so-so. If it's level 2 or more, then it's GG's, right? It becomes bad. So that's why I'm putting it as neutral, because it depends on what happened in the match or if he has drinks or not, right? So Jamie neutral. I'm going to put I might put hell, bro. I might put Juri over here. Juri, she struggles versus fireballs. We all know that. However, back to the drivers discussion. She has amazing drivers. She has one of the, if not the best drivers in the game. I think she has the best drivers in the game. Drivers is so fast. Her drivers is so fast and covers a lot of space. So the reason why I'm mentioning drivers when it comes to this is because she can perfect parry the fireballs, and then drivers can get the punish counter from that. And we know that Juri, from just like a single, a single knockdown, she can just like continue her pressure like crazy, even if she pushes you to the end of the screen. So the character is she struggles sometimes. If you are able to zone her out well, she might struggle for a while, but then if she just knocks you down once, it becomes very difficult. And I think that Juri's buttons are in general are just better than Ryu's buttons. And another thing also, like if you're trying to zone out Juri and you just keep her away from you, if you keep Juri very far away to the end of the screen, you get the stocks. She can get her stocks. You'll just get like 3 stocks or 2 stocks or whatever, because the stocks, they are like the move where she gets her stock, it just recovers so fast. So if you're trying to zone Juri, you're actually inviting her, to just like get her stocks, and that's bad. That's bad. You don't want Juri to have stocks. You don't want Juri to just like be able to like throw EX, the fireball, the low fireball, and then she just like walks behind it, and then now you just have to like pray for your life. You don't want that. On the other hand, Ryu can actually tatsu on reaction, like medium tatsu. He can tatsu on reaction on the regular fireball. When she does the regular fireball, he can actually like tatsu on reaction and then get a punish counter. But it has to be close. It has to be like close. If you're a tiny bit like too far, it's too late, right? You cannot do it. So that's why I put it in neutral. You know, it can be done, but I still think that her buttons are better. Her walk speed is better, of course. Her pressure is better. But there's, even without the perfect parry thing, there's always the risk of her just jumping, which everybody has. That's why fireballs in this game are just like not a great option. So I'm gonna put it in neutral just for the sake of that, right? Even though I do lose a lot versus Juri, I don't have a great record versus Juri, and I know a lot of people, they don't have a great record versus her. But for academic reasons, I'm gonna put it in neutral. Okay. Who else is in neutral? Chat, who else is in neutral? I don't think that anybody else is in neutral. Like, I cannot think of any of these. You know what? I'm gonna put Blanca at neutral. I'm gonna put Blanca at neutral, right? Blanca, you can zone him out also. You can DP the Blanca balls on reaction when he does Blanca ball in neutral. You can DP those. So I'm gonna put Blanca in neutral, so because the fireballs, because the DPs also it works versus the Blanca balls. However, I still think that Blanca has better buttons. He does have, you know, a better pressure. He does have a better level 2. He does have better mix-ups. So yeah, there is that. So I'm gonna put him in neutral, right? I'm gonna put him in neutral. Kimberly, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Is Kimberly even can in neutral? No. Kimberly. I don't think. I don't know, bro. I want to say it's neutral. I want to say it's neutral. You know what? Now that I think about it, she might be neutral. She might be neutral. She might be neutral. You know why? Because, you know, she does have the jump, the fake jump, right? She does have the fake jump, and that is a clear bait for like DPs. And as a Ryu player, it is very difficult for you to just like leave that habit of just DPing. So that's very difficult for you to do. So anti-airing her can be a problem. She does have the teleports that go through fireballs, right? She does have the run. Sometimes when you're trying to play neutral versus her, she will hit you with the run and stuff. But you know, I must say that you can zone her out. You can zone her out, and she then her next decision will be quite obvious. Which is exactly what you want by zoning her out. Like the point is not just to spam fireballs. The point is to make her do something that is punishable, so you can anti-air her or something like that. So there is that. I also think that her pressure is way crazier than Ryu, and you know, yeah. All right, we're gonna put her at neutral. Oh yeah, we're gonna put her at neutral. The end of neutral. The end of neutral, like the last character in neutral. Everybody else over here, Ryu loses to him. Ryu loses to them. All right. So the first person that we're gonna put in slight disadvantage. Slight disadvantage. We are going to put. I want to put Zangief. I want to put Zangief. All right. I want to put Zangief. Right. Zangief. I know a lot of people they struggle for Zangief. I know that Paladin has put Zangief as unplayable. I don't think so. I really think of it all. I don't think that Zangief is unplayable. I have a very good record versus Zangief. I play versus Zangief a lot, and I genuinely know what Zangief wants to do and what he doesn't want to do. I think that you could still zone out Zangief. I think you can still you know, whiff punish a lot of stuff. A lot of his stuff are whiff punishable, and Ryu's sweep is quite good. It has good range. His heavy punch is good for like countering heavy punch. So a lot of the times when Zangief players, they do heavy punch, like the heavy punch, even the regular one or the charged one, you can actually, like in that range, you can press heavy punch as Ryu a lot. And the moment you see Zangief charging heavy punch, you can immediately just cancel that heavy punch into like DI, and that will punish counter their heavy punch. Or, you know, uh, um, it will be counter hit, and then you can confirm it regularly. Or you can just like stay outside of the range and then whiff punish it with the heavy punch. So that's one of his main buttons that is already cancelled out by Ryu, and one of Ryu's main buttons, which is heavy punch. Another thing that cancels Zangief's heavy punch is the solar plexus. Solar plexus is two hitting, so the armor breaks, so you get a counter hit from that. So that's also very good. Now that the Zangief's knee got nerfed, I think his pressure actually loses versus Ryu, and Ryu can interrupt him, pretty well. Uh, of course, Zangief also has the in that regard. However, I think that's why I'm not putting it as like disadvantage, like full disadvantage, or like the worst character or whatever. But I think that Zangief has a lot of tools to like counter Ryu. First of all, the fireballs in this game in general are not good. Let me just say that the fireballs in this game are not good. So if you're parrying the fireballs, if you're able to perfect parry the fireballs, it just becomes like a waste of time, right? Zangief also has a crazy jumping medium kick, that hits very early in the air. Very early in the air, it does feel like a dive kick. So sometimes you're used to like anti-airing with like a DP, and you're used to like using DP or like buffering DP and then doing it because you have a lot of time. When he does that, when he jumps medium kick, you don't have a lot of time. You barely ever have enough time to like anti-air in that time. So he gets like a lot of counter hits that way. His level 2 also, like the moment that Zangief has a level 2 or level 3, say goodbye to throwing fireballs. You cannot throw fireballs, right? You cannot throw fireballs because you're inviting him to like use his level 2, and then he'll get in front of your face, or he's gonna put you in the corner, or like kill you. Like there are so many reasons why you should not be throwing fireballs versus Zangief when he has his level 2. So the moment he has his level 2, you basically have to stop throwing fireballs, and you have to start using your normals, right? Which is very scary. But the thing is, and also like if you try to do that and you get close to him, then now you're in range of SPDs, which is a problem. So yeah. Also, there's a fun fact that some of you might not know. If you try to ever do back heavy kick on block, I know this is a small thing, but it's also there. Back heavy kick is actually -4 for Ryu. And correct me if I'm wrong, Zangief is the only character in this entire game that can actually punish it, because his crouching light kick is actually -4, and it reaches far enough to punish Ryu. So you can't even pressure Zangief in the corner or mid screen with back heavy kick. So he's the only character that can punish Ryu, that can punish that button for Ryu. So there is that. There is also back to the heavy punch. I know that heavy punch, we said that it has a lot of counters and stuff like that, but heavy punch actually counters the fireballs because it has the armor, so it can absorb the fireball and then punish counter you. So there's also that. There's also the standing medium kick that beats all of Ryu's buttons. All of the ranges, all of the Ryu's ranges, it will beat them. So there's also that. So yeah. This is a bad matchup, and it feels like a bad matchup only when you play versus a very strong Zangief player that knows what Ryu wants to do. If you play versus a very strong Zangief player and he knows what he wants to do and what Ryu wants to do, sometimes it will feel like it's hopeless. It will feel like it's hopeless, and you don't get that feeling in a lot of matchups, but you do get that with Zangief. So that's why Zangief is a bad matchup. And because of the first reasons that I've mentioned, I don't think that Zangief is a disadvantage. I think it's a slight disadvantage. I personally have a very good record versus Zangief, and I do get happy when I see Zangief in ranked. I do get happy when I see Zangief in tournaments because I know that my chances of winning are a lot. But that's a personal thing. Like my best friend plays Zangief and I play against him a lot. So I know the matchup. So if the Zangief is strong, it seems unplayable. So. I have beaten very strong Zangiefs. I have beaten very, very strong Zangiefs. So it's not always the case. However, as I said, in some instances, it can do seem impossible. It can do seem like it's hopeless. But you know, not all the time. So yeah, Zangief is slight disadvantage. Slight disadvantage also would be. I'm gonna put Ken. I'm gonna put Ken in slight disadvantage. The reason why Ken is in slight disadvantage is because, you know, first of all, Ken has a faster crouching minion kick. That's one. And we all know that as a Shoto, you want to use your crouching minion kick in neutral and stuff like that. So in a lot of instances, when there's a stare down, you know, when there's a stare down, when both of you are thinking of doing the exact same thing, when both of you are, you know, walking back and forth trying to do the exact same thing, and both of you press the button at the exact same time, he will win. And that happens a lot. It might seem like crazy, oh, it's just one frame extra faster, but it happens a lot of the time, you know, and he beats you. The other thing is, you know, the buttons in general are just like better. Like the heavy punch, his heavy punch is, you know, it is better. It is better than Ryu's heavy punch. Not by much, but it is better, right? He has that. He also has the fireballs, the EX Hadouken fireball. I think EX Hadouken fireball, EX Hadouken into drive rush is the main reason why I'm putting him in slight disadvantage, because you cannot zone Ken. You cannot zone out Ken. You just cannot do that. You know, trying to zone out Ken is you asking him to come and kill you. That is literally it. EX Fireball to Drive Rush will beat your Fireball and will get him a full combo and will take you to the corner and will probably put you in a place where you have to guess, you know, for your life. So zoning, you know, and his DP also, yes, his DP, his EX DP does counter Fireballs, which is insane. And it can be done with you know, with reactions. So if you're trying to throw fireballs and stuff like that, he doesn't even need to like do EX Hadouken to drive rush, which is better, but still he can just like throw EX DP. I'm not really sure if the heavy DP will also work. I think heavy DP he'll have to run and do DP, but the EX DP I'm pretty sure, and there's some good range on that one, and he can, you know, get a punish counter on the fireballs. So Jinrai, no, I don't think Jinrai is a factor over here, because you can just like EXTP Jinrai, you know, and even when he does the kick, Ryu has a standing light kick that reaches far, which is gonna punish counter it. So yeah, the low kick, like the Jinrai low kick, you can punish that. Not most of the time, but like 50-50 if you're in range. Other characters cannot do that. So, but for the fireball things, like if you throw fireballs versus Ken, you are asking him to take you to the corner, right? You are literally asking him to take you to the corner. So that's why I think that Ken is a slight disadvantage. Also, Ken has the same problem with Zangief, the jump heavy punch. That button hits very early in the air, so it becomes difficult for you to anti-air, because you're trying to like do the DP. You think that you have enough time to DP, but you don't, and you get counter hit very early in the air. So yeah, that's why I'm putting Ken as slight disadvantage. I am going to put Dhalsim in slight disadvantage. The reason why I'm putting Dhalsim in slight disadvantage is, first of all, you know how Dhalsim is. Dhalsim, you know, historically has been, you know, a problem for Ryu because of his normals. Because, you know, it is difficult for you to like, you know, to zone him out. He's the one who's zoning you out. So that's one of your tools gone. And he does have the aerial, you know, teleport or the aerial, you know, movement and stuff like that, so it's difficult for you to deal with. However, I'm not gonna put it in very disadvantage or like at disadvantage, because, you know, there are ways to deal with this right now with drive rush. You can drive rush DP, you can drive rush, you know, donkey kick, which surprisingly You can also apply a lot of good pressure. Reuse pressure in this game is a lot better than the previous game, so you can apply a lot of pressure. So if you get a knockdown on Dhalsim, you can just kill him, or do very well. So that's why I'm not putting him at disadvantage. However, playing neutral versus Dhalsim is very difficult with Ryu. It is very difficult because Ryu's drive rush is shit. Ryu's drive is shit, so sometimes you see a lot of people, they just drive rush and they get in front of Dhalsim's face and then he struggles. But Ryu cannot do that from long distances because his driver does not extend or does not cross a lot of distance, and it's not fast enough even. So that's why getting in front of Dhalsim's face can be a problem for you, and it is a problem for you. So that's one of the reasons. However, when you are in front of his face, Ryu does well, right? But it's very difficult to play neutral versus him. So that's why I'm putting him at slight disadvantage. Keep in mind that the left is easier and the right is harder. Just remember that. Left is easier, right is harder. Harder to play. So who else is in slight disadvantage? Who else is in slight disadvantage? I am going to put Luke. I'm gonna put Luke over here. Alright, so Luke is a slight disadvantage because, yes, without even reading the chat, even the chat is saying Luke. Luke is a slight disadvantage because, yes, he's a Shoto, he plays like a Shoto, and he is you can't play neutral versus him. It's regular Shoto neutral, right? You can whiff punish the crouching medium kick very well. You can whiff punish the crouching medium punch very well right now with sweep. You can play fireball game and everything. The problem with Luke starts the moment he has one super meter. That is the problem. The problem when he has one super meter and you play versus a very strong Luke, you can't throw fireballs. You can't throw fireballs because he will, super through your fireballs with level 1 or with level 3. So the moment he has a super, you immediately lose your fireballs. You immediately lose your ability to throw fireballs. You immediately lose your ability to use one of your best tools. So that's why I think that Luke, for that one reason, is a slight disadvantage, and it is true. I have definitely lost versus Wasim versus very strong Luke players because of the supers thing, So I think Luke is in slight disadvantage. Yeah, but however, it's very doable. It is doable, but it is in a slight disadvantage. You know what? I'm gonna put Dhalsim over here. I'm not gonna put Luke over there. I'm gonna put we said that here it's harder, right? You know what? This makes more sense. Yeah, this makes more sense. All right, so we're gonna do it this way, and then afterwards we're gonna put DJ. We're gonna put DJ like that, or you know what? This makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah, I would say so. I'm gonna put DJ over here. I think that DJ, DJ is definitely a bad matchup for sure. Remember, guys, the right is harder, the left is easier. So I think DJ is definitely that bad matchup. Multiple reasons. The drive rush that is unable. It's very difficult for you to check it. The fireballs, the double fireballs, of course you're gonna lose the fireball game. And he has the same thing with Ken, where if he does the if you throw fireballs versus him, then you're asking him to come and kill you because he will just do EX fireball into drive rush, and that's gonna punish counter you and send you flying, and he's gonna get a big combo of that. So that's a big factor why DJ is a bad matchup. I can deal with the double fireballs, the regular double fireballs, but the EX fireball is a massive problem. The EX fireball is a massive problem. Sway is also a problem. Sway, it's very difficult for use normals will not reach in when he's doing like slow sway or when he's doing back sway or stuff like that. It will a lot of his buttons will whiff. So it is definitely a problem. Also, like, he's generally speaking, his buttons are just better than Ryu's. A lot of his buttons are just like, hit Ryu further than what, like, if you're standing over here and he's here, right? Ryu tries to press something, it will whiff, but his button will reach. That's what I'm trying to say. His buttons are better. And the other thing is that he has ambiguous jumps. He does have ambiguous jumps, so it can be a little bit difficult for you to anti-air. Like sometimes when he does that jump light kick or that jump kick, the slow one, you might think that he's gonna be a cross up. He might cross you up, but he doesn't cross you up. He just like comes in front, and then you have to like you just get hit, like he just gets hit like a free hit of that. So there is also this. So that's why I'm thinking DJ is definitely a bad matchup. Definitely a bad matchup. And you have to be very, very careful with your fireballs, with your buttons when you play him versus DJ. So yeah, DJ is a slight disadvantage. Who else is a slight disadvantage? Who else is a slight disadvantage? I'm gonna put Ed. You know what, guys? I'm gonna put Ed in slight disadvantage. No. Yeah, I'm gonna put Ed in slight disadvantage. But before that, I am actually going to put. I think we forgot about JP at all. JP should be here. It should not be like really bad. I think JP should be somewhere. Yeah, I think JP should be here. JP is a bad matchup, in my opinion. I know that some people they say it's 5-5. I don't agree that it's 5-5 because you lose the fireball game again. With the fireball game, you do lose the fireball game. The drive rush is a lot of characters they can punish JP's fireballs, the JP ghost, with just drive rushing, right? Like Juri, like Luke, like Ken, like DJ, like multiple characters that have like good drivers, they can do that. I don't think that I don't think that Ryu does not do that. He cannot do it. His drivers is just too bad. It doesn't cross a lot of distance and it's slow, so it doesn't go through it. And a lot of the times when you're trying to drive rush and just get in front of his face and heavy punch, it's not gonna be enough because he's pushing you very far away. If he pushes you very far away, it's difficult for you as a Ryu player to get back in front of his face. While other characters might have an easier time. I'm not gonna say they have an easy time, but they have an easier time. So, but you can throw some EX Fireball. You can you can whiff punch a lot of his stuff with like sweep. Especially now his heavy punch, it can be swept. It can be swept from like good ranges if he whiffs it. So yeah, but I still think that it's a bad matchup. I still think that this matchup is not good at all. Like I every time I play versus very strong JP, I do struggle a lot. I do have to be right in front of his face. It's either that I'm right in front of his face or I am in close to mid range, situation. Other than that, I cannot play. I cannot play. Like the meaty fireball does beat amnesia, but you don't get meaty fireball from everywhere in the screen. You have to be in the corner. So there is that. There's that, you have to be putting him in the corner. If you put him in the corner, then yeah, that's a different situation. But that's why I'm not putting him at like very bad. I'm putting him at like slight disadvantage, and I put him in the first three. So, but playing neutral versus him, the moment that you get out of your normals range, which he can easily do, like if you stay over here, like not full screen, even like closer to full screen, you will struggle a lot. You will struggle a lot versus JP, as I said, because of the fireball, because of the driver also. So these two reasons are the reasons why I'm saying that JP is a bad matchup. So yeah, back to Ed. Ed is definitely a bad matchup. I think that Ed is a horrible matchup for you. I'm not gonna put him at full disadvantage. I'm gonna put him at slight disadvantage. Uh, because first of all, he's a better version of Dhalsim in my opinion. He's just a much better version of Dhalsim. His buttons playing neutral versus Ed is very difficult because he just like his buttons they reach much further than you. If he perfect parries the fireballs, he can just drive rush punish counter you. There is also that. He can EXTP, yes, just like Ken, he can EXTP through the fireballs on reaction. And I lost the previous WW because of the same thing. Maybe WW, was it WW? Was it RDC? It was RDC, I think. Alright, because of this. Modern Ed, and he EXTP through every single fireball on reaction. So there is also that. You know, there are reasons. These are the main reasons. So sometimes when you play neutral versus Ed, you do suffer. You do feel like you're hopeless. You do feel like there is nothing that you can do, and all what you have to do is just wait for him to whiff something big, so then you can sweep it. Yeah, that's definitely not a great look for this matchup. So yeah, you can't throw fireballs if he has good reactions. You cannot throw buttons because he's gonna hit you from far away. You can't whiff things because he's gonna whiff punish you from far away, and then he's gonna drive rush because a lot of his normals are just like drive cancelable. So yeah, this is a very bad matchup. This is a very bad matchup in my opinion. So we're gonna put it over here. After Ed, I'm going to put Akuma. Sorry, I'm gonna put Akuma over here. Akuma, I think it's a worse matchup than Ed. Or maybe, you know what? I'm gonna put it this way. I think Akuma is a bad matchup for Ryu because multiple reasons. First of all, when you're playing neutral versus Akuma, the fireballs, they lose versus Akuma's fireball. The fireball game, you are gonna lose it. And the EX fireball, you know, it's the same thing with Ken. EX fireball to drive rush. If you try to play the fireball game with versus him, he can just EX fireball, and then he will drive rush heavy kick, and that's a full combo into corner because he can get like medium tatsu from that, or even heavy tatsu. So there is also that one. There is also the fact that if you try to play, you know, normals versus Akuma, his walk speed will just like destroy your spacing. His walk speed, the front and back walk speed, will just destroy your spacing. You know, even though some of his buttons they seem to have like tiny bit less range than Ryu, but the walk speed just makes up for that and more. So you get whiff punished a lot versus Akuma because you think that your button is gonna reach, but it doesn't because he's walking back. So yeah, there's also that. There's also the big factor of the, you know, the dive. First of all, there's a dive kick. So as a character who does have, you know, DPs, he can bait you trying to cross cut DP and just goes for the dive kick. There is the factor of the demon flip. The demon flip is a bait for DPs. Demon flip he can bait DPs, he can make them whiff, right? And if you get conditioned to that, he's just gonna demon flip right in front of your face, do heavy punch, and now he's plus. So there's also that. So yeah, it was even worse before in the beginning when he first was released because in some of the ranges, his air fireball would actually beat your DP, would actually beat your EXTP even. But I think they nerfed that. They nerfed that after a few days. So yeah, that's why I'm putting him a slight disadvantage. It is doable, but it is definitely very difficult. All of these are doable, but they are difficult. The people here a slight advantage are doable, but they are difficult. When it comes to all right, the last character over here, we're gonna put Aki. I'm gonna put Aki at slight disadvantage. For the reason of, you know, so Aki does very well versus characters that do fireballs, especially fireballs that take a long time to recover, like Ryu's. So Aki got buffed where she can do the you know, the snake thingy into the jump. I don't know what that move is called. where she hits you from the full screen if you throw a fireball or something like that. So there's that. That move got buffed massively. There's also the EX, jumping attack that she does. There's a jumping attack that she does where she just like grabs into you and then just like scratches you all over the place. I don't know what her moves are called. That she can just do that randomly and it will just like hit like any fireball that you do. It's a punish counter also. So there is also that. Her normals, all of her normals, they hit very far away from Ryu. So she's zoning you out with the yeah, she can zone you out with like normals. All of her normals are like much like they have much more range than Ryu's. There's also EX Fireball. Her EX Fireball. That's also a problem. When she throws her EX Fireball, you just don't have an answer for that unless you just like spend a lot of meter, just like get her out of you. But if you do that, also there's it becomes very obvious that you're gonna throw a fireball, and she does have that move. She does have the jump. She does have the other jump, the EX one. So there are other stuff, right? So yeah, a lot of her stuff, even the stuff that are punishable. I'm not gonna say all of them, but the stuff that are where you sensibly would do, there are -8 or whatever, like that move where she just like throws her whip like that. That's -8. Ryu cannot do anything to that. So yeah, she does have a lot of problems. She does have a lot of things that she can deal with Ryu with. I also level 2 also punishes fireballs from max range, from full screen length on reaction. Level 2 can actually do that. Coming back to this, Juri actually has level 3 that actually punishes fireballs. Juri has a level 3 that actually punishes fireballs on reaction. So the moment that Juri has a level 3, I cannot throw fireballs, guys. I cannot throw fireballs. Did you guys know that? And that thing is very consistent, bro. That thing is very consistent. I don't like this. I don't like Juri being here, bro. I don't like Juri being here. You know what? I'm gonna put her over here. I just remember that. Because that thing actually destroys me a lot. I can't throw fireballs the moment that Juri has level 3. And that thing actually punishes me like from really good ranges. It's very, very consistent. So I'm just gonna keep Juri over here. I'm gonna keep Juri over here. Even though I wanna put her I wanna even put her over here. Huh. You know what? Let's keep it this way. I'm gonna keep it this way. I think Juri is a slight disadvantage. I think so. With a Juri that can perfect parry fireballs, a drivers from them, a Juri that can level 3 the fireballs, a Juri that knows how to play neutral, knows what she's doing. Yes. This is a 5.5, 4.5, matchup. And I'm gonna put it at the beginning because it's the easy. I would say the easiest amongst those, right? So yeah, let's just keep it that way. So yeah, we said that Aki is bad, so that's why. Everybody else is a disadvantage for sure. First thing first, I'm gonna put Lily. Lily is a disadvantage, guys. Like there is no denying this. I know that when Lily does not have a stock, she can be destroyed by fireballs, right? But the moment that she has one simple stock, this is a bad match. Like you are paralyzed. You are literally paralyzed the moment that she has one stock. So you can't throw fireballs. If you throw a fireball, you're asking her to just do the EX, what is it called? Condor Spike or whatever, I don't remember what it's called. So she will just do that on reaction, punish counter, get in front of your face, put you to the corner, and then you might get command grabbed or whatever, right? Even she can neutral jump. That's the thing. She can neutral jump and then do it also, and go through fireballs. If you try to like drive rush DP her or whatever like that, she could just do it, right? Or if you try to throw fireballs and think that she's gonna land on the fireball, no, she will do that by trying to throw the fireball. So there's also that. Another thing is, for some reason, Lily's buttons, they all work, they all counters reuse buttons. I cannot throw a solar plexus versus Lily. I just cannot throw a solar plexus versus Lily. It's just not possible. Every single time I throw a solar plexus, it's either that I get counter hit or I get wave punished, right? Because a lot of her normals, a lot of the normals that they use in neutral, I think the back heavy punch, and the heavy punch in general, she goes backwards and then she hits you. So you think that the solar plexus is gonna hit, but it just whiffs, right? And there's also that. There's also, like, you know, trying to play like the crouching medium kick or whatever. It just does not work. It just does not work. Every single time I play versus Lily, I struggle so much in neutral, even without the stock. Just trying to play normals, trying to play heavy punch, trying to play solar plexus, trying to play crouching medium kick, which are the main 3 buttons for Ryu. I always lose versus Lily's buttons all the time. It is like a dream, a bad dream that I keep on having every single time. And it's not like I'm trying to, like, you know, I'm trying to change the timings or whatever, but I always lose in terms of buttons. The only time that I can actually kill a Lily is when, you know, I just like go ham, just drive rush, put in front of her face, make her guess wrong every single wake up, right? Knock her down, get her to like mess up every single wake up. That is the only time when I can, like, you know, beat the Lily. But if she has a stock, I'm paralyzed. I can't do anything. If she has stock, I can't do anything. If she has 2 stocks, it's even worse. Right? If she has, you know, if you can, you might think that just like, you know, just like drive reversal. Yes, drive reversal, but she still has the neutral jump thing. She still has the neutral jump condor thing, right? Yeah, so for that simple reason, I think also, like, as I said, her buttons are just better than Ryu's buttons. So playing neutral versus her is very difficult. That's why I'm not putting her at like the worst, but I'm putting her at like the beginning of disadvantage. So I'm putting Lily over here. After Lily, I'm going to put I'm gonna put Rashid. I'm gonna put Rashid over here because I think that, you know, Rashid. It is a bad matchup for you for sure, but it's not the worst matchup. It is a bad matchup because, you know, there is, first of all, the fireball game is bad. The fireball game is bad over here. You know, you cannot just win fireballs versus Rashid. It's very difficult, especially when he's charging. The fireball, EX fireball is difficult to deal with. The jump stuff that he does are difficult. The pressure is very difficult. Playing neutral versus Rashid is generally very difficult. Rashid is just broken overall. Like, he's just like crazy overall. So that's why I'm putting Rashid over here. It's difficult to play neutral versus him. Difficult to throw fireballs. You know, and if you do one mistake. If you do one mistake versus Rashid, you're dead. That's normally how it is. I have to play very perfect versus Rashid to win. If I do one mistake versus him, it is going to be endless pressure that just like extra layers of guessing. So that's why I'm putting him over here. Afterwards, after Rashid, I'm going to put Guile. I feel like Guile is... Yeah, Guile is a bad matchup, for sure. Guile's a bad matchup. We all know that Guile is a bad matchup. Guile, you know, is a bad matchup. Turkey, you know, we got a high level, we got 2000 MR Juri player in the chat. He's saying that Juri and Ryu is a 5-5 matchup. I had her in neutral. But then I remembered that she can throw the level 3 against the fireballs on reaction. And you have done... Turkey, let's just be honest. How many matches have you won against me because of that one thing? Because of level 3 versus the fireball. You can level 3 in like really good ranges consistently. You can level 3, to reuse fireballs. So the moment you have level 3, which you get very easily because she does a lot of pressure, which generates a lot of meter, you can't throw fireballs. You can't throw fireballs. You can touch my fireball. I said that. I mentioned that. I mentioned that already. I can do that. Yes, right. But if you do EX1, can I do it? I think it trades. It's also like the recovery is too fast. So that one is quite difficult. The other thing is, the moment you put me right in front of your face, it's like very, very difficult for me to get out of there. The other thing is you can perfect parry the fireballs, and you can drive rush punish counter me very, very well with Juri's fireball, with Juri's drive rush. You can, get a random jump, which is like everybody can do that. You can also, like, the buttons, Juri's buttons are way better than Ryu. Way better than Ryu. So there's all of these reasons why I'm putting her at like the best character is slight disadvantage. The left is the easiest, right is the hardest. Right? So I'm just saying that. Anyways, so Guile, you lose the fireball game. That's why I'm saying, like, Guile, definitely you lose the fireball game versus Guile. You cannot throw fireballs versus Guile very well. Most of the time you're just trying to perfect parry those fireballs. So yeah, playing fireballs versus Guile is difficult, and I feel like the only way for you to play fireballs versus Guile is to get Denjin, and you know how difficult it is for you to get Denjin, especially in a matchup where somebody's just like spamming fireballs right in front of your face. So Guile is definitely a bad matchup, but Guile's buttons are better than Ryu's also. He can zone you out with his buttons also, and that doesn't even need the fireballs. So yeah, and I think also like level one Guile can actually punish fireballs. If you try to like play like fireball game, like fireballs, Sonic Boom, whatever, he can just like level 1 and it will just like punish your fireballs. It pushes you to the end of the screen. So yeah, there is that. And I think also, I'm not really sure if everybody has the same problem, but I think, if he does like max range level 1, you can't punish him with Ryu. You cannot drive rush, heavy punch or whatever. You can't do that. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. Because his drivers, as I said, again, not fast. Ryu's driver is not fast. Ryu's driver does not cross a lot of distance. So there's also that. I hate UK. Thank you for the sub, bro. I didn't see it. Thank you for the sub. I really appreciate you, man. So yeah, Guile is definitely a bad matchup. After Guile, I'm going to put I'm gonna put Cammy. Right? I am going to put Cammy. Yeah. This seems about right. Yeah. I'm gonna put Cammy. Right? So Cammy is, of course, is a bad matchup for you. There are multiple things why Cammy is a bad matchup for you. First of all, playing neutral versus Cammy is quite difficult. The walk speed much better than Ryu. So the exact same problem as Akuma, where you think that you're gonna hit her, but you don't, and she whiff punishes you. So when you throw a normal versus Cammy, you have to be very, very calculated. It has to be something that's very, very calculated. She does have the spinning knuckle, which goes through fireballs, gets a big ass punish punish counter from that big ass combo, and she can just take it to the corner and then kill you there. I said the exact same problem as Rashid. And when I play versus Cammy, I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect. I have to be, if I make one mistake, I'm just gonna die because she's gonna put me in a blender. I'm just gonna die. The thing is that sometimes when I'm trying to play neutral versus her, trying to throw buttons and stuff like that, she just does like an instant dive kick, and that just like punish counters me, and then she puts me in the blender. She takes me in the corner. So every single the majority of her things that she might do in neutral will just beat Ryu's options. So there is also that. So she's just very difficult, and also like the DPing the dive kicks is quite difficult. They recently even buffed her dive kicks, the EX dive kick. They buffed her, so she gets even a better reward. It used to be minus. When she does the EX dive kick in front of your head or at the top of your head, but now it's not. So that's even better for her. So the dive kicks are very difficult for you to anti-air them. You know, and when I talk to like high level players, you know what they tell me? Do not anti-air the dive kicks. Every time I talk to them about Kami, they tell me do not anti-air the dive kicks. So you're literally, you know, it's so strong. It's such a strong tool that she just like skips neutral. She just gets in front of your face. Sometimes she's plus, or the majority of the time she's plus, and you cannot do anything about her. Because if you attempt to DP, you're gonna get counter hit and just gonna get hit. So don't do it. So that's the thing. So trying to like stop yourself from like anti-air her is another problem, right? That Ryu has to go through. So yeah, Kami is definitely a bad matchup. It's definitely a horrible matchup. So after Kami, I think Bison. Oh my god, bro. Bison is definitely the second worst matchup for Ryu. The reason being is the EX Cycle Crusher. EX Cycle Crusher, Bison can do it versus Ryu's fireballs on reaction. And we all know the amount of damage that Bison can do from that. You know, he can just do that, he can just do level 3 afterwards, and now you've just lost like 60% of your health. So that's like massive damage and massive corner carry, massive like change of momentum. You can just like wait at the end of the screen, wait for you to throw a fireball, and you just do that on reaction, and that will work, right? There is also the Devil Reverse, which is difficult to anti-air. Sometimes there are ways to bait the DP where he will just do the Devil Reverse and then he will just land right in front of his, like very close to where he started, and that's gonna bait the DP. Even if he tries to driver's DP, that's also gonna whiff if he tries to do that. So he has like ways to like bait DPs. Of course, his buttons are better. You know, you could argue that his heavy punch is like that's the thing. Every time I try to play neutral versus Bison, I try to get in the range of like using my heavy punch, so then I would catch like him using like slower stuff like his own heavy punch. Every time I try to do that, he just catches me with like crouching medium kick, crouching medium kick sweep, crouching medium kick driver's cancel, right? So there's also that. There's also the fact that, you know, he has the scissor kick. There is not a charge move anymore. So you can just do it anywhere. So if you try to like walk forward, try to press a button, try to do anything, he will just hit you with that. And if he gets a counter hit, then it's a hit. So it's like a combo, and then he just like puts in the blender. So for these reasons, yeah, it's a bad matchup. I think also level 2, his level 2 also like goes through fireballs. His level 2. His level 3 also goes through fireballs. So yeah, this is definitely a bad matchup. Definitely a bad matchup. You know, it's horrible. And when you play versus like a really good Bison, you will see that. You will see that this matchup is just like sometimes can be unplayable. Sometimes it can be unplayable. And the only way for you is to play perfect and to not make any kind of mistake, and just like put him in the corner, try to make him guess wrong, you know, on every wake up. That's just the way to do it. So yeah, Bison is a bad matchup. The worst matchup for Ryu is definitely Chun-Li. There is no debating this. There is no debating this. The worst matchup for Ryu is definitely Chun-Li. Chun-Li will beat you in neutral in any way that she wants. She will beat you in neutral with her fireball, right? She can just fireball, walk behind it. She can just EX fireball, walk behind it. She can just, you know, beat you with the normals, the walk speed, miles better than Ryu. The buttons are miles better than Ryu. You can throw a fireball, the exact same problem as Bison. You can throw a fireball and she will just like Hazanshu will throw it on reaction. And that's not an EX move, that's just free meter, without meter, right? They're just like without meter. So she will just do that. She will get a full combo of it. She'll take it to the corner. Also, like the area stuff are also very weird to DP. They're very, very difficult to DP. And I feel like, you know, Chun-Li's regular jump is also difficult to DP. Regular jump is also difficult to DP. I don't know why. And I remember the first person who told me about this was Ending Walker. He was like, I cannot DP, you know, Chun-Li. And the moment he said that, that was like the beginning of the game. That was like the first few months of the game. The moment he said that, I started noticing it. I was like, wow, that jump is crazy. Like something about it. I don't know. Her hips are too big. You might think that she's gonna cross you off, but she doesn't. Something about it. DPing her is a nightmare. You know, and also like throwing fireballs. Sometimes some of these players they do like instant kicks, instant air kicks, which will beat the fireballs, and she'll get like a punish counter from it. So there's also that, and the biggest factor is of course Hazanshu. So yeah, throwing fireball, playing neutral versus her is just a nightmare. Playing neutral versus her is definitely a nightmare, and a lot of the times it does feel like it is a nightmare to play or a hopeless matchup. A lot of the times. So yeah, this is the Ryu tier list. It is a funny looking mountain, but it's not. You might think that Ryu is good, but he doesn't have a lot of advantages matchups. Doesn't have a lot of advantages matchups. The worst thing about Chun-Li is Hazanshu. Otherwise, you could actually fight her. Yeah, Hazanshu is the worst thing, but I think that everything else is also very bad. I think everything else is also very bad. I don't think that you can fight Chun-Li very well. I don't think so. Yeah. Let's put him here. Let's put him here. Yeah, I think this makes sense. I think this definitely makes sense. This definitely makes sense. Because the EXTP through the fireballs. It's a massive problem. It is a massive problem. So definitely Ed is here. I think that Ed is even worse than Kami. Yeah, Kami does lose to Ryu. Kami definitely does lose to Ryu, for sure. No, Kami does not lose to Ryu. Sorry, Ryu loses to Kami. Not the other way around. Alright, so Rashid not even. For sure, Rashid is not even, bro. Rashid is definitely not even. Even the Rashid players, they will tell you that Rashid has the best, like beats Ryu, and it's one of his best matchups. Even the Rashid players will tell you that. Luke is even this season. I don't think so. Luke plays neutral, evenly with Ryu, but the moment that Luke has any super meter, has level 1, has level 3, then it becomes a problem. You cannot throw fireballs because he'll super through the fireballs. So you cannot really play that. That's why I don't think Luke is even. The moment that Luke has super, you're paralyzed.